Albert Camplease, is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
My name's Albert Camplease. I'd like to thank the young professionals of Ashtabula County and those that will be watching tonight and later. I'm delighted to be here and to have this opportunity to share my qualifications and my ideas for the juvenile probate position. Fundamentally, the juvenile probate court is a family court, and let me suggest to you that you need a person on this bench that has shared the family struggles, that shared your point of view. I am the only candidate in this race that is married. My wife Christy and I have raised 3 daughters. We're a blended family. We also have a grandson. I'm the only candidate who has worked in a children's home. I'm the only candidate who has been a foster parent. I'm the only candidate who has adopted a child, and together my wife and I have shepherded 4 parents through final illness and death and have experienced the probate process firsthand from the point of view of a consumer. Now, I'm the only candidate that can bring this degree of empathy and this degree of profound understanding as to what it's like to use the services offered by this court. I cannot stress strongly enough that the best qualifications for being a judge is simply being a judge. I'm the only candidate in this race that is presently a judge. I've been the judge of our county's busiest court for 21 years. My annual caseload averages 10,000 cases per year. Now this caseload is important because juvenile probate court handles between 2,500 and 3,000 cases a year, and most importantly, 75% of the caseload is in the juvenile division. Now the juvenile division is the area that relates to families and relates to, of course, the juveniles. I have engaged in behavior correction my entire 30 years as a career attorney. I'm the only candidate who has worked in a courtroom every day for 30 years. I'm the only candidate who has been a prosecutor. I have won local, state, and national awards for my service, dedication, and innovation in my court. I'm the only candidate who has either prosecuted or presided in cases involving criminal child neglect, interference with custody, domestic violence, vandalism, sex crimes involving children. I'm the only candidate who has 21 years experience applying the standards that are applicable in cases involving the competency of individuals. I spent 30 years developing the expertise, skills, knowledge, and professional relationships that are required to effectively address life's messy and too often grave social problems. Most significantly, I've done it in an environment that has required me to resolve over 200,000 cases in 21 years. Now, I believe substance abuse is the #1 problem we face in Ashtabula County, and no judge knows better than I how the drug epidemic is affecting the quality, timeliness, and consistency of the justice system. Now, in coming to this group tonight, I was trying to come up with a way to communicate how serious this problem is. I suspect some of you may have rental property, some of you may have businesses. And if any of you have had copper or things taken out of your rental property, or have had a worker show up high and impaired and unable to perform their job, then you know exactly how this drug problem is affecting everyone. You don't have to have an addicted person or know an addicted person. It's going to affect you in the workplace, or worse, you're going to be victimized by the byproduct of this scourge. I have vast experience in treating substance abuse. I've spent 3 decades studying and applying behavioral correction methodologies. I have lectured at every Ashtabula County Drug Summit, Opiate Summit. I was invited to Ohio's Judicial Symposium on Opiate Addiction, and in fact I'll be speaking to approximately 300 counselors, social workers, addiction services specialists, students, and attorneys at Ashtabula County's 2014 Opiate Summit, which is tomorrow at Lakeside. One of the key features of my proposal, if elected, would be to establish a juvenile drug court. I believe if we're to get a handle on this drug problem, if we're to curb this behavior, we need to begin with our solutions in the juvenile court. We need to stop that cycle of repetition, that patterning or modeling of behavior that goes on and continues unabated. And I believe we are missing the opportunities that we have that are presented in the juvenile court. On November 4, I'm asking that you assist me in making history. And in this sense, I want you to consider that since 1955, this court has had judges that have come or drawn from the probate area. Judge Cal Hutchins, Judge Ron Varquette, and retiring Judge Charles Haig. Now, I suggest to you that this might have made sense in 1955, but I would also suggest to you that Ozzie and Harriet are not on TV anymore, and that the kids are different, the families are different, and the problems that are presented to this county are different. And I believe it's high time that we elect someone who has 30 years of behavior correction specialization. I believe we focus energy on stopping this drug problem. And on November 4, I ask that you consider casting your vote for me, Albert Camplease, as your next juvenile probate judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Albert.